Welcome back to the third part of our lesson, nervous system and sense organs. In this part, you will be learning about the sense organs. Let's see. What are sense organs? Yes, the organs which help us to sense things, the organs of our body which help us to sense things. You have already learned about the five sense organs and their functions from your previous classes, isn't it? Okay, we know that everything that we know about the world comes to us through our senses. So all the information comes to us through our sense organs like eyes, ears, tongue, skin, and nose. Okay, they help us to taste, hear, see, smell, and touch. So our sense organs are very important organs of our body. So let us learn about each sense organ in detail. First is about eyes. Eyes are our most important sense organ. We see with our eyes. You all know that. And our eyes act like a camera. A camera is used to take pictures, right? And we have to adjust a camera to get good image. But our eyes adjust itself to take and develop an endless stream of pictures at a speed greater than you can imagine. Each eyeball is safely set in a deep bony socket and protected by eyelids and eyelashes. These help to keep dust and dirt out of our eyes. You can see the deep bony socket in the skull. This is a skull. Okay, it protects our brain. We learned already. And here bony sockets are here. So our eyeballs are set in these bony sockets. Okay. Now let us learn about the external parts of an eye. When we look at an eye, we are able to see an eyeball. This is the eyeball. This eyeball is protected by eyelids. This is the upper eyelid and this is the lower eyelid. On the eyelid, you can see eyelashes. Then inside the eyeball, you can see the circular diaphragm called iris. On this iris, there is a small hole called pupil. Okay. Now let's learn about the structure and working of an eye. Now, when we look at an object, the light coming from the object passes through the cornea, a clean protective shield. Then it goes through an opening called pupil, which is an adjustable hole in the iris. Iris is a circular diaphragm which gives eye its color. Look at this picture of eye. The object, this is the object, light coming from the object enters to the eye through the protective shield called cornea. Here cornea. Okay, then it goes through this opening is called the pupil, and this pupil is on this iris. This is the iris circular diaphragm. Okay, so the light goes through to the eye through this opening. The muscles on the iris regulate the amount of light entering to the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. Size of the pupil increases or decreases depending upon the intensity of the light. That means the size of the pupil decreases if we are in bright light, and if we are in dim light, the size of the pupil increases. The pupil closes down in bright light and widens when the light is dim. You might have experienced when you enter suddenly into a dark room, you won't be able to see anything, isn't it? But after some times, you can see all. It is because your pupil takes some time to adjust its size. The pupil has to widens when we enter from a bright light to a dim light. So for some time, we won't be able to see anything. The muscles on the iris change the size of the pupil. After that, the light enters to the lens. The lens is a transparent jelly-like substance. The muscles, that is a ciliary muscles, hold and control the shape of the lens, thus focusing the light rays to view object. So the lens focus the light rays. Then the light rays pass through the dark chamber to the screen called retina, which is at the back of the eyeball. Retina is a screen at the back of the eyeball having large number of light sensitive cells. There are a lot of nerve cells on this retina. Different types of nerve cells are there on this retina. Then an inverted real image is formed on the retina. Inverted means upside down image. Okay. Then when the light strikes on them, they send a signal to the brain. On them means on the nerve cells. They send a signal to the brain through the optic nerve at the back of the retina. Optic nerve is a sensory nerve which connects the eye to the brain. So brain receives the signal and as a result you will be able to see the object. And all these actions takes place with high speed, a speed greater than you can imagine. That is how our eyes work. Next, you have to learn about how to take care of our eyes. As you all know, our eyes need special care as they are very delicate organs. So you should follow some rules to take care of our eyes. Let us see what are they. You should wash your eyes with cold and clean water regularly. You should not work in a dim or bright light. Do not read or write in a dim light or bright light. We should read or write in a normal light. Do not read in a moving vehicle and while lying down. When we read in a moving vehicle, our eyes struggle to focus the image. So our eyes may get damaged afterwards. Then sit at least 6 feet away from the television set. That means you should not sit very near to the television screen or the computer screen. Then never rub your eyes with a dirty towel or a dirty hands. When you rub with a dirty hand, what will happen? The germs may enter into your eyes and it cause the infection to your eyes. So we should take a good care of our eyes. Let's move on to the next sense organ, that is ears. Ears are the sense organs of hearing which help us to hear the sounds around us. It consists of three parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear acts as a cup that catches the sound waves. However, the function of hearing takes place deep inside the ear. Now let's see how we are able to hear the sound. The sound travels as waves. So the sound waves enter your outer ear and travels through the ear canal to your eardrum. Eardrum is a delicate membrane which is in the middle ear. When the sound waves touches the eardrum, it vibrates and send the vibrations to the middle ear and then to the inner ear. From the inner ear, the messages are sent to the brain through the auditory nerve. Auditory nerve is the nerve which connects the ear to the brain. Then the brain interprets this message for us and that is how we hear. More about the different parts of the ears and hearing mechanism all you will learn from higher classes. Okay. Our ears also need special care as they are very delicate organs. So here are some tips to take care of your ears. Let us see. First one, clean your outer ear with a clean washcloth. Do not use fingers, hairpins or toothpick in removing earwax. This all may damage your eardrum. Then never put any pointed object like a pencil or ball pen into your ears. If any object get into the ear accidentally, go to a doctor immediately to have it removed. Consult a doctor in case of any earache. then you should not listen to loud music because loud sounds damage your eardrums. So keep your ears always clean and take care of your ears. Our next sense organ is nose. Nose lets you smell, breathe and is the main gate for the respiratory system. What do you mean by respiratory system? Means breathing system. You have already learned from class 4. As you all know, our nose has two holes called the nostrils. Air enters through the nostrils and passes through the nasal cavity. You are able to smell things because of the different parts which are deep inside your nose. Now let's learn how do we smell things. I'll explain it briefly. When you smell something, the sense of smell begins inside your nose where the nerve cells lie. There are nerve cells inside your nose. So the nerve cells inside your nose sense odors. Odors means smell. Every smelling substance have tiny particles of gases which is responsible for the smell. So these smelling substances give out tiny particles of gases and mix with the air. Then when you breathe in this air, the particles of gases are moistened and a chemical reaction takes place with the nerve cells. The nerve cells inside your nose. Then these cells send messages to the brain and then you smell the odors. And you know, the nose has different groups of cells for sensing different kind of odors. That is why we are able to identify different kinds of odors. Like, you know, the smell of rose flower is different from smell of jasmine flower. Or consider the food items like biryani smell is different from al-baked smell, isn't it? It is because our nose has different groups of cells for sensing different kind of odors. And do you know that the human beings have ability to tell about the difference between 10,000 smells. So that is how we smell things. Next is care of the nose. You all know that our nose is also an important sense organ. So we should take a good care of our nose. Here are some ways to take care of our nose. First one, do not use your finger to clean the nose as it may cause infection in the nose. You have to blow gently to clean the nose. Now, if a small object gets into the nose accidentally, go to the doctor to have it removed. Don't try to remove yourself. Use nasal drops or inhale steam to clear a blocked nose. Sometimes when you have cold, your nose get blocked, right? So use a nasal drop or inhale steam to clear it. Some of you have a habit of breathing through the mouth. It is not good. You should always breathe through the nose because the air inside the nose filter dust from the air. When we breathe in the air which contain dust or dirt or germs, the small hairy structure inside our nose, hold it and it won't allow it to go to the what you call lungs. So the hair inside the nose filter dust from the air. So we should always breathe through the nose. These are some of the tips to take care of our nose. So children, in this part of the video, we have learned about the sense organs, eyes, ears and nose. About the remaining sense organs, we will learn in the next part, inshallah. Okay.